What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's pineapple and coconut bread is my recreation of Walt Disney World Polynesian Hotel's Ohana bread. If you think it is close to Disney's Polynesian version, or if you just like the pineapple coconut bread recipe, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Also don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any more of my future uploads. Now let's get into the recipe. To make the dough portion of your bread, you will need 900 grams of strong bread flour, 60 grams of caster sugar, 10 grams of salt, 1 packet of fast action dry yeast, 1 medium free range egg, 60 grams of just melted butter, and about 300 mils of warm water. To then make our filling, which we're going to incorporate throughout the dough, you will need 100 grams of desiccated coconut, a 250 gram tin of pineapple, 50 grams of sugar, and 30 grams of cornstarch, also known as corn flour. The first thing I like to do here is get the filling going. Drain your pineapple quite well, add all your ingredients for your filling into your blender, and then set your blender to work. What you want to end up with is a relatively smooth paste. It's never going to be completely smooth, but we like having some chunks of pineapple and that dried coconut throughout the bread. Okay, and that is our filling. We're going to leave that in the fridge while we get on with making our dough. And you've heard me say this a million times in all of my bread recipes. The same process applies here. We're going to add all of our dry ingredients into the bowl. That's our flour, our sugar, our salt, and our fast action dry yeast. Give everything a quick mix together. I'm using my stand mixer with the dough hook attachment for this recipe, but you can absolutely do this by hand. We're then going to go in with our wet ingredients. That includes our free range medium egg, our just melted butter, at this point starting the mixer on a low speed to get everything going, and then going in slowly with our warm water while we allow the dough hook to do the work. The reason I add the water slowly is because that pineapple filling is going to contain some moisture. We don't want to make this dough overly moist. So you're just watching out for that point where the dough is pulling away from the sides. All of those dry ingredients are nicely incorporated, but it's not become a sloppy mess in the bowl. Allow the dough hook to do the work developing those gluten strands for 5 to 10 minutes. If you're unsure whether your dough is kneaded enough, be sure to go ahead and do the window pane test. I will insert a clip of what that looks like here. You're holding your dough up to the light, and it should be thin enough that you can see light coming through it without the dough breaking. You'll then know that those gluten strands are lovely and developed and are going to give you a fantastic stretch to your dough and oven spring. Once you're happy that your dough is sufficiently kneaded, go ahead and add in your pineapple coconut mixture. Allow it to mix for a couple of minutes, incorporating through the dough nice and evenly, and allowing the dough to come back together, handling the additional moisture. You'll end up with a nice homogeneous ball of dough that looks something like this. Going to add this to my trusty plastic proving bag and allow the dough to prove at room temperature for up to 2 hours. Because your dough has been laden with that pineapple, that coconut, it can take some time to rise. So just be patient until it has roughly doubled in size. After about the 2 hour mark, you can see that the yeast has done its work. I'm going to bake this in a loaf tin today, but you absolutely don't have to. You can do it on a baking sheet just as easily. I will leave a link to my tiger sandwich loaf recipe, which shows you how I shape a loaf freehand. I'm going to lightly grease the base of the tin. Leave that to one side and lightly flour your work surface with some of that strong flour. Turn your dough out onto that floured work surface and gently knock some of that air back. We're then going to split the dough in two. I do this by taking the weight of the entire ball of dough and then dividing evenly in two. We're then going to work with each ball of dough separately to develop tension. And what that involves is working the dough between the work surface and my hands. Dragging the dough diagonally across the surface creates tension in the loaf that, in addition to our good kneading and our good proving, will give us fantastic oven spring. And then gently shaping into a long oval. That is ready to be put to bed in our tin to prove for approximately another 30 to 45 minutes until roughly doubled in size again. Repeat the exact same steps with your second loaf. And there we go. I allowed my dough to rise for about 45 minutes. And you can see there that it hasn't taken up the entire tin. There is some room for expansion in the oven, which is fantastic. But the dough has maintained that lovely shape as it has proved. And it's going to give us a really classic rustic looking loaf. You're going to add this to a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius, that's in a fan oven, and you're going to bake for about 25 minutes. And there you have it, folks. Perfectly sweet and tropical pineapple coconut bread that just brings me back to my holidays in Orlando. I absolutely love this recipe. The flavors really hit the spot as a fantastic dessert bread, and I do like to serve this similarly to how they serve it at the Polynesian, which is with some honey butter. The loaf is super fluffy, almost like a milk bread. It is so light. It slices like a dream, and you can take my word for it that I think it is pretty close to Disney's Ohana bread. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below if you try it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up before you leave, hit subscribe and turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss any more of my future uploads, and I can't wait to see you back on my channel really soon. Bye!